like a dream of fixed on a star, a face pulled to the flame.
Where do you bring your clients when you record?
Down into the dungeon where they're kept forever.
Nice.
No. Well, I mean, essentially what we do is, depending on the project, if there are a lot of live musicians, they'll be set up down here on the main floor. So often a drummer will be in the front here. We'll move all the tables out. Bass player could be sitting here. Guitar player might be in there with their amplifiers downstairs. We call it home rock. And then if there is a singer, depending on if they need to have sort of visual contact to really get the ensemble happening, they could be down here. And everybody's of course wired up with headphones, and microphones are all over the place. I mean, it ceases to become a home and becomes a recording studio with home-like features.
Yes.
Like a buzzing fridge and things like that.
Cool.
Yeah, and then if it's more like just a singer-songwriter kind of thing, I might set them up down here, but I might also set them up upstairs in one of just the little rooms, just for a little bit more of an intimate kind of setting.
And what was it like working with me as an artist?
Oh, I see. Put me on.
This is about me.
That's right, yeah. Oh, well, you're great, man. I mean, I found it so relaxing because we would just basically fish around for ideas. Once you brought in sort of the initial lyrical ideas and the melodic ideas, and then, you know, you're actually one of my great clients because you give me so much room to roam, and which I love. I love it when people bring me into a project and I feel like I actually have the freedom to kind of superimpose my thoughts on in this case, your kind of musical vision. And, you know, I usually trust that the artist is going to tell me if it's awful or if it's a great choice and we should pursue that path. So, yeah, I think we struck the perfect balance of, you know, you essentially trusting that I wasn't going to completely destroy your idea and in fact would actually expand on, you know, the initial ideas. So it felt like a great marriage that way, you know.
Well, thank you very much. I felt the same.
Now all that's uncertain, pulled fresh from the water, sings sweetly to me. Yes, all that's uncertain, pulled fresh from the water.
This is the Wall of Shame or Fame. And who is that down there? Do you know?
Oh, look at that, eh?
Quite a good record.
Nice, thank you.
Oh, are you kidding?
You produced four songs on that album, and you did a wonderful job. So you worked with EMAR, eh? Lucky you.
Yeah. She's all the rage, man.
Very nice.
Yeah, and Kate Shutt, who's an awesome jazz guitarist and singer. She's just put out her second record, which this is her first record that I did some work on. I think 5 of the songs on that album, mixed in Boston. Yeah, beautiful, like really crafted jazz, contemporary jazz, sort of pop writer, and just hardest working musician I know. Vieux Farka Touré, son of Ali Farka Touré, famous Malian blues musician. His son has now become probably one of the hottest things in world music, so I did a remix for that first record, UFOs over Bamako. Life and Times of Andrew Echo Deck.
So is this the first album?
That's the second Echo Deck.
Second Echo Deck,
yeah.
okay.
And that is my new solo album, which is coming out in about a month, which is all just super sweet, kind of folk-based kind of music, very lyric-driven. I sing all the lead vocals on that, and just a real nice contrast to the Echo Deck stuff, which is so much more groovy and big and loud. This is a much more intimate and kind of gentle record. So,
Cool.
Andrew stripped bare.
Which means he's lives in Toronto Street, and he's all the way from Guelph. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew McPherson.
at sunset, fresh from the water, singing sweetly to me. It's all at sunset, fresh from the water, singing sweetly to me.
I don't sing on the Echo Deck records. They're all the other singers. Yeah, no, I've loved singing all my life, and I make, you know, these odd little solo records every now and then. I have a new one called Lefty Singer that's coming out in the fall, right around the corner.
No one tells you to hold your breath when the air is all leaking out. I lied when I said that I just didn't feel a thing.
Set up all Macintosh-based system, but I try and do as much as I can to make it analog going into the computer. So really nice preamplifiers, really nice microphones, you know, just quality sort of front end, so that when it gets actually digitized, it's, you know, it's, I guess, as close as you can get to sort of working in an analog studio with tape, and you know, obviously personal preference, and there's something to be said for, of course, just the ability to, you know, work in a non-linear fashion as opposed to tape, which is, you know, very expensive, which nobody can afford, and is just much more time consuming to work with in terms of like editing and mixing and that sort of thing. You know, as just, you know, being an artist yourself and working in recording environments, there's something about keeping the momentum of, you know, the pace of the work being done, keeping the artist engaged and keeping the engineer and the producer engaged. I mean, people mostly find me through the Echo Deck stuff because that's sort of got the largest audience. But then I think when we start to dialogue, they realize that it isn't just about beats and global fusion. There's actually, you know, I could work on a jazz record very comfortably. I just feel like I could work on so many different musical genres just because I'm fascinated by, you know.
And one more.
I know, why can I not remember? See, this is clearly evidence in support of I make too much music that I forget all my artists.
Is there a fourth one?
There is a fourth
Oh, Salam.
Salam, thank you. God, that's embarrassing. Can we edit this part out? Is the mic on?